So the clock is ticking as the government faces yet another possible shutdown. If a deal can't be reached by Friday, funding will lapse for departments such as Homeland Security and the IRS. Joining me now, CBS News congressional correspondent Nikole Killion. All right, so Nikole, where do things stand right now on a possible deal heading into this week? What are the hurdles that lawmakers are facing?
Well, as we start this week, we still have yet to see any legislative text for these remaining appropriations packages. There are 6 bills that we are talking about, and for the most part, there is broad agreement around them, except for one, and that's the Department of Homeland Security. And there's been a lot of discussion over the weekend between congressional aides and the White House over whether or not funding for the Department of Homeland Security should just be temporary, or what's known as a CR, or if permanent funding through an appropriations bill is more appropriate. And of course, because there hasn't been success in this Congress in terms of moving any bipartisan border security legislation forward, and we know that's a big election issue, that issue as a whole has kind of also been a bit of a sticking point in these discussions, specifically around funding for the Department of Homeland Security. So if they can resolve that issue, then we should hopefully see some legislative text for all of these bills ahead of that Friday deadline. But as you know, Anne Marie, as is always the case with these things, the clock is ticking, so there's not that much time left for lawmakers to not only get a bill in place, but then also to vote on it in both chambers before Friday. So they need to move fast.
They certainly do. So the White House and the House Speaker have clashed on the status of the impeachment attempt against President Biden. I think the White House basically said it's over, and clearly some Republican lawmakers disagree. Are Republican lawmakers losing faith in the effort?
I don't think so, especially not those who are leading the impeachment inquiry. I mean, there's a hearing this week in House Oversight, once again, kind of looking into the president's and his family's business dealings, and some of the witnesses for that hearing include some former business associates of Hunter Biden. So that being said, it is not inhibiting the work of these congressional committees that continue to move forward with their impeachment inquiry, but certainly the president is trying to pour cold water on it, saying that it isn't going anywhere. He kind of cracked some jokes about it over the weekend at a highbrow dinner, the Gridiron Club, this weekend. So yes, the White House would like this to go away, but congressional Republicans are moving ahead nonetheless.
All right, Nikole Killion, thank you so much.
You bet.